Yes, welcome back. Say Less Footy. Another week, another round down. Thanks for tuning in. Just want to give a massive shout out to everyone that's across all our socials, across the YouTube, Spotify, everyone that's watched our content, like, subscribe, everything. Just massive shout out to everyone for getting on board. Shout around to your friends. Let's get everyone involved. It's been absolutely just the outpouring of just support has been fantastic. Let's just keep it going. Let's get to that 1,000 subscribers. That's the goal. That is the goal of life. Right, it is the first episode of the week. It's the weekend breakdown where we go through all of last weekend's action, and holy moly, wasn't it action packed? The try of the year, could even be the decade. Last weekend, there was so much action, just so much great stuff happened. Let's just talk a little bit about some of the highlights before we get in, unpack the games, and also do our standout shining light players. But obviously, of course, the first thing that we need to speak about, boys. Welcome. First of all, sorry, let's get excited about Xavier Coates, but welcome back, boys.
We all are, pretty sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Xavier Coates, just amazing try. Dallin Watini's Lesniak could not do much else there. He jumped about 18 stories in the air and put it down in the corner. It was and what, 15 seconds ago? Absolutely unreal.
He just kept going up and up and up. I watched that replay about 20 times and it was insane. That's probably the best individual try I've seen in both codes of Union and League.
The beast try.
That Union word you used.
No.
That's a bad word on this podcast.
Not happy with it.
Only kidding.
Related.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, and I think it's just going to get played and played and played. It's going to get played as much as the Pat Richards try in 2005 and the Andrew Johns inside of Darren Albert. That's how much that's going to get some play. Yeah. Apart from that, there was so many good plays, so much amazing action. Lockie Galvin inside to Dreamballer, flick pass, Fainu to score, another great play. Any standout highlights for you boys over the weekend apart from the coach try?
Yeah, I backed that with Lockie Galvin. He was insane to watch. One for me that was Big Pappers. Pappers is back. Ryan Pappenhausen. He was insane. 162 run meters, 2 solid line breaks, 2 tries. Like, the bro was just on form, and it's good to see him back on form.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It was an action-packed weekend, and I'm just, now that I'm put on the spot, I'm just trying to think. Obviously, we all found out that Chad Townsend, big field goal guy.
Wow.
Yeah, you know that one where the guy clipped up Chad Townsend saying he's a big everything guy, big pizza guy. But yeah, now he's a big field goal guy. Got the win for the Cowboys. That was a fantastic game.
That was.
Also, obviously the Thursday night game, the Broncos Rabbitohs, there were some massive highlights in that. Brees Walsh, electric.
He played
As he does.
so good.
As he does.
And Dean Mariner, what a try. A little, nothing happening down the short side, just a chip over the top. The old chip and chase. Someone said, I think it was in the call, someone said shades of Chrissy Sandow. Obviously a hell of a lot faster.
Yeah, 100%.
That was an absolutely electric try as well. Right. We will get on to our shining lights. I think I called it standouts last week. Shining lights of the round. Brendo, you sort of already touched on your player there a little bit. But yeah, your shining light for this week.
Yeah, Ryan Paps. Yeah, he was insane. 162 run meters, 2 tries. Line breaks, 2 solid line breaks. Yeah, it's safe to say that he's back. I just want to give a quick shout out to Mark Nichols for the Dolphins as well. For first try, second try in 8 years. That was huge.
There they go.
Wow, was that long? I
yeah, that long between tries.
Oh,
Really?
last year, sorry.
Years.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
So
Preston,
thrown off.
Holy.
Preston, who was your shining light for the week?
This week, it was the hammer. He had 14 runs for 204 meters, dropped that hat trick, made it look easy. He had 4 tackle breaks and 1 line break, but overall, it wasn't all the tries and the running he was doing. he got 2 try savers against Tyrell Sloan. Bro, they were crazy. Like, my favorite one though was when Tyrell Sloan broke the line, went to chip over him, and Tyrell Sloan, and it was a race between Tyrell Sloan and Hamaso. It's just good to see 2 speedsters go at it. No one doesn't like seeing 2 fast people go at it, so it was good.
Oh, he was absolutely huge. And obviously the other try he saved,
Shit.
it's 38-0.
I
There's
know.
30 seconds to go.
Yeah.
The game doesn't matter, but he still puts in
gets
that
that.
effort to get that donut and just slaps the ball out of his hand in defense. That was a great play.
It's funny because that was Hamaso's first hat trick in his career. You wouldn't think so, but that's his first hat trick apparently.
Yeah, first hat trick. Yeah, I saw
Crazy.
that.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
insane.
That's what I was thinking. Remember when he did in the first 15 rounds he scored 10 tries? I thought he definitely would have scored a hat trick then.
Yeah,
He must have scored 4 doubles.
Yeah,
I think so, bro.
first hat trick though.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
on to my shining light. Obviously, the young fella, Lockie Galvin, in a beaten Tiger side, stepped up, took control, pushing more experienced players out of the way. He carried that team on his back, 22 tackles, no misses. He's still 18 and he's going to develop, his body's going to develop into an NRL man's body, but he's already that big body forward, just how he sort of took control, set up that try, his defense, he's just a 1%ers getting back. It's scary to I don't want to compare him to a Joey Johns because that's what happened to Brooksy when he burst onto the scene, but it's probably one of the he had a fantastic debut and it was it was shades of Joey Johns' debut, maybe not as many points scored because he was in a losing team. Just a little shout out to his opposite as well, Ethan Strange had an absolute fantastic game as well. There's been talk around the NRL the last few years of a shortage of halves. Well, there's a young crop of them coming through right now, and it's very exciting for the game.
Yeah, I think Benji's going to use his performance on the weekend as an example for the boys to step up. For an 18-year-old to be doing what he's doing around the caliber of players that are around him was insane.
I think that Benji needs to tell Appy to give him a little bit more ball and try not to take so much on himself. Appy's so dangerous and is a very smart player. But yeah, let the kid cook. Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Completely agree.
Let him cook.
Yeah. There's so many players that we obviously, we can only mention one. Honourable mention, Zach Hosking, great game. There's just so many standout players over the weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
How am I forgetting Tom Dearden? What a game! Tom Dearden was absolutely huge.
Didn't he score a double?
He's taken the captaincy on his shoulders very, very well. Where are we? So, look, before we get into the games, let's go back to the tips, boys.
Oh.
The tips from last week.
Oh.
So, at the scores at the end of round 1, obviously, Brentos here on 5, Brendo on 4, Preston lagging back on 3. Going into round 2, your boys backed my Tigers. I mean, more for you, but
For everyone off camera doesn't know, this guy did a separate tipping comp and he didn't even back the Tigers. He backed the Raiders.
No way.
my finger slipped.
All right.
But I am in
That's
the
not
SEN
fair.
tipping league, and I'm 117th out of 5,342 people. So
I'm not gonna lie,
7 out of 8 on that.
I tried to change my Tigers tip on the day, but it was too late. It was too late for my tipping comp anyway.
It was very even for us, even though we went through with a lot of different tips. Starting with the first game, Brent and Brendo went Broncos, Preston went South. The second game, we all took Sharks and we all came home with the money. Third game, I took the Eels, you boys took the Panthers.
It was a great game though.
That was a
very
sick
close
game.
We all took the Tigers. Thanks for your faith, but we will come back. Next game, Cowboys, Knights. Me and Brendo were on the Cowboys. Preston went the Knights. Warriors, Storm. Me and Brendo went Warriors. Preston went Storm.
I wanted that upset.
Told you.
Manly, Roosters. I took Manly. You boys took Roosters.
Yep.
And the final game, me and Brendo on the Dragons. Preston on the Dolphins. We all
Hammer time.
scored 4 out of 8.
That's ridiculous.
That's
So I still hold the lead by a 1
we're all
point.
still the same. 1-1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 4-4-4.
Light work.
It's the Tigers that did it for me. I would have been tied for first if I was able to change that tip.
I can't believe I put trust in KP, bro. But he got close. I can't give him. He got close. He got real close. So
I mean, the Warriors were so close to winning. Like, apart from that miraculous try.
Savior, the savior. I'm telling you,
I don't think anyone was expecting Drags not to score at all in that last game. That was
rough. That's the first time Dolphins have kept the team scoreless as well. So
yeah, it was tragic. Off the back of last week as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sacks.
Heartbreaking stuff. You guys had big raps on them as well.
I mean, it was a different team out there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they look like strangers. The handling errors, they just could not take a trick. Like, just coming out of their own yardage, like, just drop balls. They just shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
13 handling errors.
Oh, Flano would have absolutely
thanks.
sprayed them.
Benny Hunt was not looking good. He did not. For
quiet.
me, anyways, personally, not on.
Very quiet.
Very, very quiet.
Only man that would look good was Lomax, and he was just running all day, all day.
I don't even think Lomax played that well. Like, just personally, like, he brought runs back.
That's
but
what I mean.
Obviously,
that's the only thing I
handling
could give
errors
to
as
him.
well.
But I don't think you could give any player kind of raps after that. It was pretty rough.
Anyway, boys, let's get into the games. Let's dissect. The first game was the Broncos up against the Rabbits. Broncos bounced back after that round one loss with some, just electric attack. There was a sort of just after half time, the South just came out of the blocks and looked like they were getting back into the game, and then Broncos just took a stranglehold. Tries to Mariner, Walsh. Well, 2 to Walsh, Arthurs, 2 to Mariner, 2 to Walsh, and 1 to Jesse Arthurs.
Yeah.
So all of the tries obviously coming out wide.
Yeah.
So the defense inside for the Rabbitohs is decent, but the Broncos all their tries got straight down the middle. Apart from the one of the Latrell late try when him and Walsh laid down on the ground and had a cramp together.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah,
that was romantic.
That was very romantic. But that's the thing. Souths need to be punching through that middle again. Like, they're obviously scoring points through the middle the last 2 weeks in a row now. Why do they keep trying to go out wide? Like, why are they not just smashing it up and hitting it through the middle? Letting those big boys do what they do.
Exactly. Especially with their back line right now. Like, they had Tane Milne and Richard Kennan. Like, I'm not saying they're bad, but they're not players you want to send the ball out to, you know what I mean? Now they got Jack Wyden back, I'm pretty sure, this week, but still, you're right. They should go straight through the middle.
I mean, the way that their success is and the way AJ and Cody and Latrell are always scoring down the left over the last few seasons is they just attack the middle, and then it basically gives themselves
opens
room.
up those wings.
Opens it up.
Yeah, defenders pull in, gives them space out wide. Like,
Yeah.
they're just not doing that at the minute.
Straighten up the defense, run to the line.
Well, that's one of the comments why they've dropped Ilias recently. Who are they bringing in? Hawkins?
Yeah,
Is that his
Dean
name?
Hawkins.
Yeah, Dean Hawkins. Because they reckon
Poor guy.
he's more of a forward runner than what Ilias is. But I think they're both pretty evenly matched player-wise, in my opinion. So I think it's going to be just a scapegoat there, I reckon. Bit of a scapegoat.
Their starting forwards need to sort of... I'd be starting Tom Burgess, to be honest. Just to win that early battle with that big body, break the line, and it might get them off the I think Davey Moali came off the bench as well. Maybe even start him. Like, Totola is a fantastic forward.
Pretty sure they are. I think they are, other than Sean Kepi.
We will we'll have a look in the next podcast for our tips. But yeah,
Fact check.
Rabbitohs 0-2.
You know who looked good, who everyone doubted? Selwyn Cobbo. He looked really good. Like, everyone was just like, nah, he's a winger. But like, he had, what did he have? He had 8 tackle breaks, 2 line breaks. Just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, he looked good.
The great thing about Selwyn, I don't know how we overlooked him for a
100%.
player.
He was the best.
Like, when I was watching the game, obviously it slipped my mind now, but throwing back to the game now, they were getting him early ball.
And he was just
Selwyn
working.
with early ball. Oh, that was glorious. Wow.
Yeah.
Honourable mention for the standout player.
I know.
Cobbo.
I did forget about Cobbo as well. Too many good players this year.
Anyway, let's move on to the Sharks Bulldogs.
Ooh.
Dominant performance from the Sharks. They just seem like they've... obviously it was a close game against the Warriors, but we saw how the Warriors. We'll get onto the Warriors, Melbourne, but the Sharks are looking good. They were a bit disappointing last year from where they finished from the year before, but I feel like a lot of combinations. Trindle and Nico Hines are working really well together.
Really well.
I think Trindle has a lot more confidence that it's like this is your spot now. You're not competing for a Moylan or someone
good.
else. This is your spot to lose. I think he's got a lot of and even from the All Stars game, I think that would have given him a lot of confidence.
Definitely.
And just their back five and their front five, like it's a big dominant pack. I kind of want to compare it to like a Melbourne Roosters sort of outfit like of years gone by. That's
Just
and obviously
stacked.
Fitzy's come from that Roosters system. It just makes sense that that's the way that they're sort of playing. It's like high percentage football, and it's working really well for the Sharks.
Yeah, I don't know how we let Nico Hines slip under the radar there as well. He was fantastic that game.
He was
all over the place, in a good way, obviously. But Mulatalo had a solid game as well.
Yeah. Nah, Nico Hines has made some pretty massive strides defensively over the offseason. He's been a workhorse the last 2 games. Obviously, hasn't been throwing the ball around like heaps of tries or whatever, but he's on that defensive end. He's just been working. Like I kept an eye on it because he's in my fantasy, but that's what I mean. Like all I see him do is just tackle all day. So massive strides in that department.
Bulldogs guys, just a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Kick out was a shot. Like
They're down there with the Tigers for me this year.
oh, how do you feel about that comment?
I'm not
Lost
really
for
sure.
words.
I'm not really sure who's going to get the spoon. I know it's not going to be the Tigers. Bulldogs have obviously early on, they're getting a lot of votes for the wooden spoon. But my theory around the Bulldogs is obviously they bought 1,000 utilities, but I think they're playing the odds of what the rules around HIA and stuff. They've got so many players that can play different positions. They've spent the money to cover depth with sort of classy players. They still don't have that big front row, but you lose a half, you lose a centre, you lose a second row, you lose a lock. Like they've got
Slotting
so much
everywhere,
depth around all. You lose a hooker. Take Turpin's playing in the New South Wales Cup.
True. Jake
So,
Turpin, haven't heard of him in a minute.
He was playing with the Roosters last year.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Like
I
getting
remember.
like 30 minutes at least with the Roosters. So and obviously a few years ago he was absolutely killing it with the Broncos as well. So
Yeah, true. Fuck.
early on, it's not looking good for the Bulldogs. But I think once we see the long season and the attrition,
Combinations.
I think the Bulldogs are going to improve.
Well, they have to.
What do we got up next? Oh, the late Friday game, Panthers up against Eels. Always an absolute blockbuster, and it did absolutely deliver. This could have gone either way. The last try was scored in the 54th minute. Parramatta had a chance, like all the time, to come back and win the game, but it's just that Panthers defense just standing up like constantly. Just it's a fortress to get through.
Yeah, definitely. Isaac Tungle went off with 6 line breaks. It made it a lot easier with I think it was Tuolangi on the right side, who he was against when Simonson went off. So they were just running at that side, and he just kept getting through the line breaks after line breaks. Got 1 try as well. But my favourite player to watch was Joey Lussick. He was obviously, they came into the season saying they were only going to run 1 hooker. Then they had Brendan Hands on their bench with Lussick. But after that game, I feel like Lussick's definitely got that hooker spot locked now. Like he played a massive game.
See Isaiah Yo as well put the chip over the line for the try. That was
nice.
That was nice. The big man is very skilled in all areas, and that was hilarious to watch.
All the big men were on. Even Leota's try off the right foot, off the left foot. That was crazy as I was sitting there like, no way. Got Lussick on skates a little bit.
Big man's got some speed.
I know.
I think obviously Moses playing a bit injured. I think if he was absolutely 100%, I reckon he's playing at 80%.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm so interested to see when they play them again. later in the season. It's
gonna be big.
It's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
It's lucky he's still top 30 in the hottest 100.
Wow.
Mitch Moses.
He's not top 30. He was 33.
Oh, sorry.
He knows. Fact check. He doesn't even need a fact check. He's got it in the back of his head. He already knows. That's funny.
Anyway, on to one of the big games of Saturday. Raiders up against Tigers, 32-12. The Tigers did themselves no favours. The milk at the stinky GIO Stadium were just very, very strong. Ethan Strange played outstandingly. Yep. Rapana just a man that keeps on giving. Zach Hosking had a huge game. Like, you can't really look across the team in Raiders and see who really didn't have a good game. They all played really well. This is a team that everyone was writing off at the start of the season. The Tigers looked good in patches. There was a 4-minute period where they scored 2 tries that they brought them back into the game. But just handling errors, just their starting front row, just Stefano.
Yeah, Utiakamane.
And David Clemmer. David Clemmer got on with like 10 minutes to go. Clemmer was terrible. Like, for a representative forward.
Yeah. He's lost it over the last few years, though.
I remember when he was a beast.
He's just securing the bag at the Tigers.
Yeah.
But, yeah, obviously, already touched on Lockie Galvin. Like, an 18-year-old just made a team of so-called first graders look absolutely fantastic. Didn't make them look fantastic. Made them look average because he carried the team. It was almost like a KP performance of carrying a Newcastle team.
Big
that's how much on your first game, the kid's going to be absolutely a massive superstar. We're gonna be looking back at this in 20 years and be like, wow, that was his first game.
Speaking of superstars in the day, Zach Hoskins had a terrific game that day. He was all over the place. It's a shame that Elliot Whitehead's come back in the side this week, and they pushed him back to the bench. I think it was probably the wrong move. They could have put him up in there, but I hope he gets at least 60-plus minutes this week because he's killing it for my fantasy, and I need him to stay in that team.
That's hard. Who, obviously you're saying he should stay. Who do you reckon? Would you move out Morgan Smithies instead?
No, take out Hudson Young.
Yeah, true.
Whoa!
See, I was waiting for him to react.
Hudson Young is an absolute dog in your team. He is. He gets in there. He gives a little. Him and Johnny Bateman's running battle in the late stages of the game. Like that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Like get into them, boys. Like
they're stacked at their second row spot of Raiders.
They are looking good.
Yeah,
depth. It is.
Yeah.
It's the word of the year. Also, shout out Jamal Fogarty. Everyone was writing him off as
he's on.
He's stood up. He's like, you know what? You all don't think I'm a good halfback. He is showing everyone this year. Fogarty is killing it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Cowboys and Knights. What an absolute game. The first Golden Point game of the year. Won by the field goal by the big field goal guy himself, Chad Townsend.
Big every guy.
Big every guy. Big hair and all. Just a much, much better performance from the Cowboys. The Knights played really well. Like, it was just absolutely losing a Golden Point, just be gut wrenching. Like, you put in all this effort. Yeah. Adam Elliott with a double.
I know.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Stepped up.
Dearden was fantastic.
He was. Jeremiah Nanai.
Yeah, who put the grubber through for his late try? Was it Dearden or was it Townsend?
I think it was Townsend.
Yeah,
I think it was Townsend.
He's just a try scoring machine.
Yeah.
Rough, man. I watched that and there was no one there, and I was like, where is anyone? And he just goes through, grabs the ball, puts it down. I was like, it's like the last 2-3 minutes of a game. Like,
where's the desperation?
Yeah, where's the literally where's the hustle at? Like, it's crazy. When I was watching, I was like, what the hell? Not happy.
Is his speed underrated? Like, is he Nanai just that quick that he just bursts
I'm
through?
not sure.
He's a very quick man. Like,
for the
when
size.
he wants to go, he goes, but might just be some other issues there. I think
Is he still? I think he's still 19 years of age.
No, he's young ass. No,
he
I
must
know
be
he's
20.
young ass.
But you know, Hammer's only like 22. That's
Bro,
crazy.
Yeah.
He looks 32.
No, I know.
Like, no disrespect on him,
'Cause
but
I'm
he
pretty
does not look 22.
He came in when he was 20, didn't he, for the Cowboys? And I remember seeing him. I was like, "Bro, this guy's crazy." And then I searched up his age. At 20, I was like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
He's a beast, man."
It's a kid's game now. Like,
Oh, no,
if,
it is.
If you play into your 30s, you're an absolute elite player. Like now, you used to get like a lot of young outside backs and halves, and now you're like your front rowers are coming through.
No wonder that's his first hat trick.
Yeah,
Bro's
because
only 22.
I thought he got that a hat trick last year when he scored all those tries in the first.
No, just
15 rounds.
multiple doubles.
All right,
Too
all
good.
right. Let's move on to the Storm Warriors. Great game. Warriors
Yes.
very unlucky not to win, but just beaten by the try in the 77th minute at Pappenhausen to get them back into the game, and then like Xavier Coates, like the Remus Smith sort of committed the winger
To him.
to him, and then it's you can't defend that. Like
No, you
it's
can't.
just- That is
It's-
it's something like it's something amazing.
I think it's pretty like not rough for the Warriors, but I remember like obviously they scored it and then they panned the camera to them and you can see all the boys surrounded around Sean Johnson and Sean Johnson looking at all of them and it kind of looked like he was going, "We did what we could, you know. Don't put your head down, keep your head up. We did what we could." That's what it looked like he was saying, but they all looked, you know, after a try scored like that on you, it's just like, you know, to get all the way back into a game, but you can't really write off the Storm getting back, you know. Like I was hearing people saying like the Warriors deserved it, but it's like the Storm came back in what 5-6 minutes or something, or not even less. So, you know, it's really hard, but it was a really good game. Pappenhausen was on.
Yeah, Melbourne Storm's just one of those teams that can do that. They can come back late, last few minutes of the game, and take that win. But it's a good stepping stone, in my opinion, for the Warriors because each week we're seeing them
Massive.
get better and better and better. So I
Massive
think they
for the
could be in for a
Warriors.
win this weekend. I hope, but they're looking like they're improving.
They're 0-2, and they've played probably the two best looking outfits
Yep.
so far this year: the Sharks and the Storm. And you know, both of, like the Storm wasn't even at full strength, but they're still playing like absolute champions.
Storm
This
are still
is-
the Storm.
I feel like
Yes.
they are.
Kills me.
They're really stamping their authority early on this competition.
Yep, I agree.
On to the Sunday games now.
Talking
First
about
game.
stamping their authority early. Oh my god.
Rough. Fish go.
Manly
Yes.
are one of the teams, just like the Sharks and the Storm. They are looking absolutely fantastic. They were standouts in the trials last year, played really well in the trials this year. Obviously, because of Vegas, they put a 18 strength team up against the Broncos for their other trial. But just fit Tommy, fit Jakey,
Luke
DCE,
Brooks.
Luke Brooks, like
Brooksy played great.
Brooksy played
I'll give it to him.
amazing.
I don't usually like to give this man props either, but DCE was his IQ in late game IQ on the day was insanely good. He's the reason they got that win.
I wish that we could have done this at the Tigers with Luke Brooks because this is what he can do. But fumbling the bag, just bad management, bad understanding, or just not having any other options to run the team. You have a strong 7 running the team, and Luke Brooks just interjects himself on either side of the field. He's running game. This is literally what I've been saying for years and years and years, and it's so frustrating that he's doing it for Manly, and I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. Like Manly going far this year.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Yeah, Roosters had a few missed opportunities early. Dom Young knocking on, or barely just knocking on over the line from a beautiful kick from Teddy in the first couple of minutes or 5 minutes or so. And then, bro, he got his first runaway try again, or his first try for the Roosters, sorry. He looked good. Teddy could have done it easily by himself.
I wish Turbo was back there, bro. That would have been a foot race.
Could have been, who was the...
Garrick.
Yeah.
Garrick almost got him from the
Yeah,
other side
did
of the
almost
field.
get him. Well, he got a hold of him, didn't he? He got at least contact on.
Oh, he did. He just couldn't complete the tackle.
Yeah. DCE, but for me, yeah, it was a game changer. For him to take the points in that penalty with like 18 minutes to go to get them up, we could have come back.
Yeah, look, you're not going to write off the Roosters after that performance. They still played really well. Sammy Walker's doing well. Teddy's looking great this year.
He's looking good.
Definitely could have.
Terrell May started, let's go.
He definitely would have got run down.
Oh, you and Terrell May.
He started. Let's go. What a guy.
Last game of the round. Big performance from the Dolphins. 38-0 over the Dragons. The Dragons look like strangers after the game they played the week before. Yeah, huge performance from the Dolphins. Obviously, the old gunslinger Wayne Bennett gave them an absolute rev up. Before we sort of talk about some of the highlights of the game, obviously the big one was the greatest Falcon of all time,
Rough.
Jeremy Marshall King.
Poor guy. He looked
Oh my
dazed.
god!
Looked like someone cracked him in the jaw.
Benny
The
Hunt
slow
did
mo
well.
play of that as
That
well
felt
was
bad.
so funny.
Benny Hunt did really well to sort of catch him.
He went like, oh, no, I'm all good. I'm all good. You can see him tapping him like, I'm all good. No, you're not all good. You just got knocked out, bro. Don't lie. Don't lie to yourself.
That's hilarious. But, I mean, I'm glad he's all right. He had to go for a HIA from
That's
a Falcon.
tough.
That is,
100%.
that's insane. But, yeah. We already spoke about Hammer. 3 tries, yep. Asako had a much better game.
Yep.
And Jeremy Marshall King, like, he played massive. Even though he went off for a HIA for 15 minutes, had a huge game, a huge impact. And Katoa coming back in.
Yeah.
I think Sean O'Sullivan might be spending he might actually be back this week because Kota Nikorima went off injured.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the team list
HIA.
yet, but yeah.
I feel like Wayne Bennett is almost the master Uguay of NRL, only grumpier.
Uguay, not
Only
bad,
grumpier.
sir.
Last week he was saying in a post game interview, obviously they got absolutely schwacked last week. And his post game interview is like, we're just gonna stay patient. Stay patient. And he's come back into the sheds and he would have just fed the boys.
Conser, can you spell Uguay?
OOG WAY.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what it is.
I'm pretty sure. Fact check that.
That is the first time I've ever heard of
Oh,
Uguay.
Master
Uguay.
Uguay?
Yeah. Do you know who Master Uguay is?
No.
Oh, what?
That's an age barrier
Bros-
there.
Is it Karate Kid?
Oh,
No, oh my god.
stop.
What the?
Just be quiet before you
Kung
ruin
Fu
it.
Panda. Come
Kung
on, bro.
Fu Panda.
Oh, bro. I was in my late 20s when Kung Fu Panda come out.
I would have been watching it. Not gonna lie.
Master
Oh,
Uguay. I'll
Jesus.
send you a clip of Master
Bit of
Uguay.
Uguay action.
Yeah, a bit of oops.
Jesus. Comparing Wayne Bennett to a cartoon panda.
No, not the panda.
He's the wisest tortoise of them all.
He's a tortoise?
Yeah.
What? I thought it was a panda. What's happening right now? Wow. I don't know what
good
to
clip.
say after that.
Yeah.
It's, what a round and full of dolphins and pandas and turtles. I don't know.
Uguay. Don't forget about Uguay.
Yeah, fins up. That's all we need to know. Fins
Huge.
up.
Right. I think we covered everything we need to. I'm probably missing something, but who knows? Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. We've got another one coming later on, probably tomorrow. Thanks for making it to the end if you have. Say less. Peace out. You.
Great work there, brother.
I've never seen Kung Fu Panda.
Bro, no way.
Car's very obvious now.
Uguay's tough.